You guys are not going to believe this. I have finally recorded my first Pier runner. So I was over in Cozumel yesterday and well, we finally got one. Now I'm going to show you guys the video footage. We also have a serious matter to discuss in today's video, some cruise news. Carnival has had to backtrack on a recent rule they implemented involving alcohol consumption. And well, I believe it's justified. I get it. And people just weren't happy with the change that Carnival has made. But I do believe they have found a middle ground. I'll explain this in today's video. And by the way, I do owe you guys an apology. Not really. I've been MIA for the past couple days. I needed a break. I've been cruising literally all year. I have 3 back-to-back, whatever. I got 3 cruises immediately after this one, and I don't have as much time to just hang out and enjoy myself like I should. So, well, you guys get the idea. I took a break, but I'm back. Oh, and by the way, of course, this video is brought to you by Touring Plans. Make sure you check them out if you want to book a cruise. Link in the description box below. And shout out to Carnival. Guys, you see this beautiful area that I'm at? They hooked your boy up. They hooked me up. They gave me this wristband thing. Actually, they gave me like 10 of them. So this area here is called Loft 19. It's right above from Serenity Deck, the adult-only area. Now, it costs, I believe, from what I've been hearing, about $1,700 a pop to have this place for the week. Now, given, yes, Carnival gave it to me complimentary. However, we pull no punches here. I gotta tell you straight up, I would never pay that. Thank you, Carnival. I appreciate it. They've also been sending all kinds of cookies and cakes and stuff and champagne to my room. You guys are trying to butter me up, which I appreciate, by the way. But anyway, guys, check out this Pier Runner video, and then we'll get into the news about the alcohol policy change with Carnival.
Somebody on board. I guess they flagged them. That's why I'm happy to I enjoy it. You know what I mean? That's what it is.
Now, I have to admit, not my greatest camera work. The angles were a little off, and I didn't record the conclusion of the woman making it onto the ship. However, she made it, and seeing that live, because I never had before, it's very entertaining. I see why everybody's yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering whenever they see a pier runner. I completely understand now why people say that watching pier runners is the greatest cruising pastime. If you guys agree, let me know in the comment section below. So about a month ago, Carnival Cruise Lines did the unthinkable. They concluded all pre-order cruise bottle sales, meaning if you wanted to order an alcohol bottle to your room, you could do it before even getting to the ship. They discontinued that. Now, at first, it was rumored and believed to be due to financial cutbacks of some kind that Carnival was doing this. However, the ambassador for Carnival, John Held, came out and said, "Oh no, I'm going to tell you guys exactly what's going on. It's all you guys fighting and fisticuffing and acting like hooligans on board the ship with all this malarkey and all this craziness you're doing on board." So they're cutting back because they want to be able to keep everybody safe by way of controlling alcohol consumption as best as they can. Now, I do believe, honestly, at the end of the day, that is a fair and valid argument to make, considering what we've seen not only on Carnival ships, but multiple ships with multiple lines. As you could imagine, it wasn't well received by the overwhelming majority of Carnival folk, carnies. Actually, I shouldn't say that word. Carny is a bad word to use. Carnival people, Carnival loyalists. You know what I mean. The people that like Carnival and only sail a Carnival, they're like the opposite of the loyal to royal. I don't think they have a name, but Carny isn't a good one to use. I apologize. Don't get mad at me, all right? But you get my point. People weren't happy about the recent policy change when it came to alcohol consumption. So now, just 1 month later, Carnival has flipped around and kind of reversed and backtracked on some of the policy change, stating that you can now pre-order bottles once again. However, it'll only be for sailings that are 7 days or longer. This policy change does, of course, go into effect today, December 1st, and Well, I do wonder how people are going to react to it, because as of right now, those cruises that some people may or may not call the booze cruises, you know, I'm talking about the 3 and 4 night sailings. We know how wild all of those can get. So John Held, as well as the rest of Carnival, they're saying, you know what, we're not bringing back the bottle service. You can't pre-order bottles because you guys would get too rowdy and rambunctious on those ships. Like I said, personally, on one end, I do agree, and I do believe that when it comes to this, they have somewhat found a middle ground. Nobody can argue that when it comes to these shorter, especially shorter weekend sailings, things are a little bit more, well, rowdy and rambunctious. I understand, because I've been on those sailings, and it is somewhat expected. So for them to kind of cut back, I think is somewhat justified. To be fair, one could possibly maybe entertain the idea that that is a form of discrimination. Carnival is doing one thing for one set of passengers, maybe because they can actually afford a longer cruise that is 7 days or longer. Meanwhile, you have people that may or may not have the financial means to get on a ship that is 7 days or longer. They can only do the days that are maybe a 5-day cruise or a 3 or 4 day cruise, and they feel as if they are being treated unfairly. Now, on one end, sure, maybe it sucks because you have the behaviors of a few affecting everybody else, but again, when you look at the possibilities of things that can happen on the shorter sailings, Carnival is saying, you know what, we're just going to go ahead and cut it all together. That way we can have potentially a safer environment on board. And Carnival has been kind of making a lot of changes here and there as well. We have seen the curfews implemented for minors that are not at any of the daycare facilities, any of the teen clubs, any organized event. They now have to be in bed by 1 a.m. I still think it should be midnight. All right, that's probably a good happy medium for everybody, but sure, 1 a.m., why not? The kids are on vacation too. A few short months ago, Carnival also implemented a brand new policy in which people could be fined for disorderly conduct. Primarily, they were talking about the fights, the fisticuffs on board, people deciding to throw hands. You could be fined up to $500 for being disorderly on board the ship, and you would also face the risk and likelihood of being completely banned from Carnival Cruise Lines, as well as potentially other cruise lines as well. Of course, pending a thorough and legitimate investigation to, well, see if you are actually guilty, which I think is a cool process. However, I will say the $500 fine, let's be real, $500 in the grand scheme of things, let's be clear here, isn't, I believe, enough money to really deter people from doing stupid things. Now, yes, it is true. Many will argue that $500 is a lot of money and people more than likely don't want to pay that. But like I said, I mean, these days in 2022 and soon to be 2023 in just 1 month, $500, in my opinion, is not enough. They should up that, maybe put it to $2,000, $10,000. Let's do that. Maybe that will really keep people from doing stupid stuff. And, well, we can hope so, because you have a lot of people that, honestly, they just don't have the emotional intelligence to just calmly talk about things like adults. Instead, they want to talk with their hands and ruin everybody else's vacation. Anywho, I think we're gonna wrap this bad boy up. I'm currently in Roatan. I've actually never been here. It looks extremely beautiful. We do have a little bit of rain clouds in the back, but it's a tropical island. We're gonna have fun either way. Now, I will be vlogging this. I'm gonna go hang out with some of the crew today at their crew beach, as they call it. We're gonna have a good time, and I have my first vlog of this cruise. I guess it's gonna be the boarding day, the embarkation day. I'll have that up on my other channel, Jay the Nomad, and more videos for the rest of this point in time, because if you guys don't know, we have something called Vlogmas here in the YouTube community. That's why I really took a break, because right now at the end of the year, most YouTubers have this tradition where they're going to upload as many videos as possible for the last month of the year. We are going full hard in the paint, and every single day between now and the rest of the year, I'm going to be uploading at least 2 videos, and that does mean a video on my main channel, The Ship Life, and the other channel, Jay the Nomad. So make sure you guys check that out, and I'll be sure to give you the best quality content as possible. I appreciate all of you guys. I love all of you, and I'll see you later. Take it easy.